Hey guys, it's Rebecca again. I meant to get this review up long before the movie came out for this book, but I didn't, and I'm sorry, and there's nothing I can do about it, but I'm getting it up now. And it's for I Am Number 4, which is a movie that came out this past Friday, and it's based on this book that came out like in September of last year, I think, or something like that. Anyways, and I usually don't buy books that have the movie cover instead of the actual book cover, but my local Borders didn't have the original cover because I used to have the original book, but then I sold it to my secondhand bookstore for money. Anyways, I don't really mind, having this guy on my cover, but I take the sleeve off when I read it anyways. Anyway, that's not important. So, so far I haven't. There really hasn't been book adaptations, film adaptations of books that I review on here, and it comes out and then I review it. But since I never got the book review of this out. Since I never got the book review out and then the movie came out so suddenly, and I didn't even know about the movie until like a couple weeks ago, but that was enough time. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this a little differently because I'm sure most of you have already seen the movie, and if you haven't, there's not that many spoilers. I will have an annotation warning you when they are spoils, like always. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna review the movie and the book simultaneously. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the movie and I'm gonna basically point out everything that's wrong, because that's what I do when I go to movies, like film adaptation movies. I will read the book like 3 times before I go to the movie because I've already read it, like whatever, and then I'll read it again and maybe halfway through if I have time again. And I'll sit there in the theater with my friends who have not read the books. So they're always so annoyed. They're like, shut up. I'll sit there and I'll be like, no, it's supposed to be there, and this, and blah, 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 and this is wrong, and that's wrong, and his eyes are supposed to be squinty, and that's wrong, and that broom was supposed to be over there. Like, I'll go ape shit on that shit. Like, I will, but the thing is, I'm not really mad. I just take pride in knowing, in thinking that I'm the only one in the theater that knows it's wrong. Like, I'm not, some things. There are some parts in movies where I got really mad that they changed it. Like, there's one certain one, but I'm not gonna go into all that. But basically, like, it's just that I'm like, I get a certain sense of pride knowing that I know it's wrong, and I'm sitting there saying it's wrong, and everyone else is just like, well, I'm just gonna watch this movie. I'm like, ha, I know it better than you. Like, I have a problem. Anyways, so I'm gonna go through the movie and reviewing what I thought about it, but then I'm gonna basically point out what was different in the book and why it's wrong and why it's better that way. So the movie, I was really surprised. To be honest, this book is really good. It's an interesting concept. The writing's good. The character backstories are good. And it's written well. But I think this is the first time ever where I might like the movie better than the book. I don't think I've ever said that. I really liked the movie. I thought it was great. Like, I saw I saw it with my mom too, and she was just like, oh, because she's not the kind of person who likes like stuff like that. But she was just like, she just felt like going to the movies. So I was like, can we see I Am Number 4, please? She's like, yeah. So she was just sitting there like, oh my, look at that. Can I just say, if you have seen the movie, if you haven't, it's not really, I mean, I would see the movie and read the book, but I'm going to try my hardest to say spoilers. But right now, I'm going to have a spoiler-free zone, but I'm going to say details of the movie, if that makes sense. So be warned, if you don't want any spoilers before you see the movie, leave. I don't care. You already clicked on this video, so I got a view from you anyway, so I'm not going to lie. Come back later then, and then watch the rest. Okay, so can I just start off by saying the way they did the Morgadorians, and I know I'm saying that wrong because I know it's spelled Moga, yeah, Ga something, I don't know, but I always put an extra R in there, so I always pronounce it Morgadorians when I read it. You know when you read something and you skim it, then you read it, and then you have that in your mind, and then you know it's wrong, but you still say it wrong anyways? That's me. Anyways, so I'm going to refer to them as the Morgadorians, not the Mogadorians, because that sounds stupid now. Anyways, but the way they did the Mogadorians, except for the whole tattooed head, because that was a little too, like, what is that movie called with Bruce Willis? That was kind of like a Die Hard thing. And not really, but it was kind of like a weird, like, it just looked like a tattoo. It didn't look like, oh, he's an alien because he has swizzles on his bald head. But the way they did this, the gills, the gills, like, I don't, is it still called gills if they're not on your neck? But you know what I'm talking about, like the gills right here. Ew, like, they were so cool though. And you could see them like inhaling and breathing, and they like fanned out, and their like teeth. Oh, they look so funny. Oh my gosh, they did that really well. And they had them really tall, and I was worried about that. I was like, where are they gonna find 8? Because Morgadorion's supposed to be like 8 to 9 feet tall, or 7 to 8, whatever. But they made them pretty tall, you know, and they made the coats and everything. Their language was kind of funny, like not the language, but the like legit their language where they had the subtitles. That was kind of funny because I don't know, it just sounds stupid, you know what I mean? But and then they spoke like perfect English. Okay, this is gonna be all over the place, so I recommend seeing the movie because I'm gonna be all over the place with this thing, as always. I have structure. But okay, the best line was when he was talking to that kid. Oh my god, that kid with the he was in Percy Jackson with the flying shoes. I don't know what God's child that is. The male dude's, you know, with the flying Converse, but he turned out to be the bad guy. That guy. He was Mike or Mark. I was not picturing him as Mark. I was picturing some like this like gorilla dude as Mark. But anyways, I start laughing. I was like, that's the kid from Percy Jackson. I called him the flying Converse dude. No, but he played Mark, but he was talking to him. Oh my god, I just thought of something other funny. Okay, so the best line from them was like, when he like, okay, he like killed his dad or something, he like flung him over the pole, but then he went up to Mark, and he's like, you're a teenager, you watch television? I busted out laughing. I was like seriously like ha, like at a movie theater laughing, and no one else was laughing at that. And I was like, how can you not laugh at that? That was the funniest line in the movie. He was like, you watch television? It was so funny. He's like, what would happen next? And then when they were in the school and they thought he heard the noise. I'm sorry, this is giving the end. Whatever. But Four and Quinn. Oh, I'm gonna call Sarah's character Quinn because I'll get to her later. But I'm just calling her Quinn because that's what she was in. Anyways, so number 4 and Quinn, and they were like, "Do you hear that?" All of a sudden, Mark's face comes. You just see it. My mom was just like, oh my god, a boy. It's just like, I was cracking up because his face was just like, I was like on the verge of tears from laughing so hard, and no one else. There's the theater was full, and no one else was laughing. People were like, "Oh my god!" I was busting out. I almost choked on like my sweet tarts. I was dying laughing. So that was tops. Like that was like tops the funniest shit in the whole movie. His face just went. Okay, now for the actual like storyline. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, like go see it, but I'm gonna go anyways. It's not spoilers yet. So this kid's an alien, obviously. You can see that from the previews. Oh, can I just say the previews are horrible for this movie? Like it was like just saying of who died and then he's next, and then it showed some like clips, whatever. Anyways, there was okay, so basically it's about like this alien who comes from this planet Lorien, and what happens on that planet is the Morgadorians, like the guys with the basically tear that place up and kill everybody, so to like steal their resources and everything. So 9 children, and like they each get a guardian because all their parents died fighting. So they each get a guardian, are shipped to Earth because they want them to like they have to be mature enough to develop their powers and then go back and fight later on, restore Lorien to the former glory and fight off the Morgadorians for like forever, because Morgadorians already like kill their planet. But now the Morgadorians are going to Earth they want to take over Earth, but they want to get they know the numbers. I call them the numbers because they're called Lorien legacies, as you can see. But I call them the numbers. So the number, they just want to kill them because they're standing in the way of taking over Earth. Anyways, so I don't know why I just laughed at that. Just thinking of the face. The face. My gosh, it's so boom. So the numbers they each have this like necklace thing with charm, and they each have a number, and they can only be killed by this metal sword, which they don't say in the movie. They don't specify, but it's like this whole thing with like this certain kind of metal that's not found on Earth and all that. They can only be killed like in their order though. So 1 to 9, all that. So 1 got like the shit sick of the lot. So anyways, so number 4 is 17. He's supposed to be a sophomore, but of course this dude ain't no sophomore. He's supposed to be a sophomore, so he's about 16, I think, 15, 16. They can't drive yet, so they're like 15. And he's sent to Earth and all that. Where was I? He's number 4, and the first 3 are dead because every time one of them gets killed, they get like this scar that really hurts on their legs. In the movie, it was really cool. It was like all like designy, you know. But so they had the scar designy, but I pictured it. I think when they said it, they just said it was like a line. No, they in the book they never say what it looks like, but I just pictured it like a line, like you know those tallies, but like that. Anyways, so he gets it and he has to move and everything. So he moves, and oh my God, the guy playing Henry won. I was really upset because I was really looking forward to the accent because Henry's supposed to have the Lorien accent, which is sort of like French, but they didn't have it because the actor probably couldn't do a French accent. Whatever. But the actor, he was on The Office. He was in The Office. And The Office is my favorite show ever, so I know everything about The Office. But he was in The Office, and I was like, oh my God, that's the guy from The Office. He dated Pam, but then he never called her back because he thought it was dorky. And Jim was like, who doesn't want to call back a dork like that? It was so cute. Where was I? The beginning, right? So he goes to Ohio because every time it like happens, they have to relocate. They go to Ohio and they start a new life, and he goes to school and he meets this chick Sarah who plays Quinn, and then he gets in a fight with this guy Mark, who's Quinn's ex-boyfriend, and he doesn't like the new kid, and then he makes this like kind of he steals his phone, which wasn't in the movie, but I guess it's not really important. And then his hands like light up, so he gets his first legacy, and legacies are basically powers that the aliens get when they like reach a certain age, and they're helping to fight off the Morgadorians, which if you ask me, in the book, in the movie they made the legacy more cooler because the lights could like control shit and whatnot, but no, in the book it was just lights. His hand was like a flashlight. It was like a light bright, couldn't do shit. He was just like, party over here, whoop, whoop. Like, you know, it's like, you lost your keys, whoosh. Like, it was the stupidest part. I was reading this and being like, what could that gonna do? So I have a flashlight. Oh, I'm an alien too. But in the movie, they made it so he can like control shit and everything. And then later on, he develops telekinesis, which is the mind power where you move stuff and keep stuff. Oh, I got this dirty. Whatever. Where was I? So he like gets in a whole relationship with Quinn, and honestly, the book is kind of really slow moving. Nothing really happens. Oh, Bernie Kosar. Okay. So there is this in the book. It's more explained. It's explained better, and I was so mad. In the movie, they made it so obvious. They made it so freaking obvious, and it's not supposed to be obvious. Which I guess like. Oh no! I'll come downstairs.
Yeah, it's ready.
Sorry, I had to go eat lunch. The whole thing with the whole I forgot what it's called. I forgot the term for it, but the whole thing with the chameleon or the gecko being Bernie Kosar and all that. I hated how they made it so obvious. Why would they make it so obvious? I mean, I guess they can't not make it obvious, but they made it obvious with the whole when he jumped in the truck and then he ran in the bush and then it became the dog, and the dog was so cute, little baby Kosar. But when he grew into like the beast and all that, they were supposed to be 40 feet tall. I know they can't make it, but they were just like meh, and he still looked like a bulldog. It was weird, right? Yeah. It was different. He came hopping on his little paw. It was so cute. And usually I'm not a fan of animals, but he was a pretty cute dog. Okay, let's get to Quinn's character, which she plays Sarah in it. I don't know her name. I think it's Denise. Delana? What's her name? I don't know. Diana. Yeah, she's blonde, so it fits. Arnomo, Arnimio, Diana Arnold, Arniol, Aerosol. It's Era something. I don't know. Whatever her name is. Personally, I don't like her on Glee. That's just on Glee. I don't like her character. I don't like her voice. The way she talks is like annoying. And then, oh, I know the Cheerios have to wear their ponytails, but I just want to take her ponytail, rip it out, because she always has her like. She looks like she's like the entire time, and she holds her lips like this. Well, she just annoys me. I don't know why, but you can't base one actress on the whole like Glee thing. I liked her in this movie. She was pretty cool. Pretty cool. She didn't do that whole lip thing. Actually, she kind of did. You know what I'm talking about? When she just sits there and she goes like, I can't. She in what? She does this like a duck. She looks like a duck. I don't know. But she was okay in this movie. But I kept on calling her Quinn. I didn't picture her as Sarah. But, you know, she was okay. They didn't make her as popular as she was in the book, though, because in the book everyone liked her, but now she was just, like, kind of the weird person that takes pictures of everybody. In the end, not the end, but the whole thing of number 6 being, like, in the movie more than she's supposed to, because in the book she comes in, like, the last half of the book, the last part of the book in, like, the fight. I just took my ring off without really, I didn't even realize. She comes in, like, for the battle scene and everything, and then, like, she's just like, oh, what's up, I'm number 6, and she's all cool and whatnot. She was in the whole thing, and she, like, destroyed the house to, like, leave the trace, and she was helping him the whole time, and then she was just badass the entire time. I liked that she was there, you know? So I liked her, and I liked her little Aussie accent. She's like, I'm number 6. I love Australians' accent, but the only thing I don't like is you have to listen to them for about, like, 5 minutes to decide if they're British or Australian. Or maybe that's just me and my retardedness. I don't know. But it wasn't until, like, she started actually having more than, like, a couple words in a sentence that I realized she was Aussie. But I liked her a lot. I like when she was like there, she's like, hit me. And he was just like all awkward. He was just like, zzz. And then she's just like, oh. And then she's like, Red Bull's for pussies, mate. And my mom was sitting next, and she's a very modest, very conservative person. She was just like, oh my, what does that mean? It was a very, like, weird line, because it was on the border of, like, they're trying too hard to be, like, teenagery, and then it's kind of on the verge of funny, too. So it was kind of, like, in between. It was kind of, like, both awkward, like, that's not what people say. She was really kick-ass. She was just, like, slashing people with a knife. What I want to address is, thank God that the movie came, like, when it did, because, not gonna lie, when I was reading the battle scene of it, it was really confusing. In the book, the whole, like, the battle scene goes on for a really long time in the book. It goes on forever. And you know when you're reading and you keep reading, but you're thinking of other things in your head, and you'll be flipping pages, and then you'll stop thinking of what you're thinking, and then you'll look and you'll be like, what is going on? But you'll still be reading. That's what happened to me in this book. It's not that I wouldn't say it was boring, but it was just hard to picture. Battle scenes are always really hard to picture because they're so vivid. They're so, like, visual, you know what I mean? But it was confusing of who was fighting who and what was what and what the people look like and what the weapons look like. And it was just really weird. But the battle scene, like, in the movie was so cool. It was so cool. I'm not a really big movie buff. I'm not gonna lie, I really haven't seen that many movies. I go to the movies sometimes, but just, like, not really a lot. I haven't really seen a lot of good movies or those, you know, old movies, so I don't really know what makes like a really kick-ass battle scene or any of that. But it was really cool. Like, people were, like, slashing each other and, like, firing. Oh, the fire! She's like, stay tuned to figure out what all the powers I have, whatever, other legacies. And he only had his light bright and his telepathy, the one that's telekinesis. And then she's just like, she does this whole, like, warrior pose where she has her arch back and she's, like, straddling him. And she just goes, like, ah! You know what I'm talking about? And then he's like, you're fireproof? In the book, guess who's fireproof? This guy. He's supposed to be fireproof, too. He's supposed to be heat resistant. And what happens is Mark has a party and his house catches on fire, and then he goes in to save Quinn, Sarah. What's her name? Yeah, Sarah. He goes in to save her from the fire because he's fireproof. And why they didn't make him fireproof when number 6 was fireproof, and he obviously is fireproof, and they didn't make him fireproof, was really stupid. Like, there's no reason why he can't be fireproof. You know what I'm talking about? Another thing is, this is jumping all the way back to the Halloween. They made it in the spring, I think, but it was supposed to be a Halloween in the book. I like to hit the book when I enunciate my words. In the movie, when they were on the hayride, it was scary. Like, all the things fell off, and like the whole hayride. I am not a person that can deal with that kind of stuff. I am the biggest whoop. I'm the biggest whoop. I am such a big wimp. I'm so scared. And like haunted houses I can deal with because I know they're people, and I'm always just like, hey, what's up? Like, but I'm still scared. But in the movie, they were just like coming down from like above, and they were like, people were chasing them, and oh my god, I would never, ever, ever, ever. Oh no, I don't. Well, maybe if this guy was on the hayride with me, but not really. Like, oh my god, it's just scary. It was so scary. Like, I was in my seat going like, I was closing my eyes the entire time. I'm such a wimp. I don't think there's much else I want to say. I thought the movie was really good. The book, I'm not going to lie, the book was a little slow. Oh, a little quirk I want to point out. This is, the author, they have the picture. Does that remind you of any other author or any other series of books that the author would take a picture like that and not say where he lives, what his name is? He uses a stage name, Pegasi Lore, as in Lauren's Legacies. Can you think of any other author? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and when I was in 4th or 5th grade, they came out with a book called Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. And it was like the most badass series back then. Like, I would get every single one. I thought I was so smart because I read like all of the pages and the font was like this big. But Lemony Snicket was an author that had never ever showed his face in anything. And this guy copied him. He thinks that just because Lemony Snicket stopped making the books, he could keep it. Not cool. Not cool. I would see the movie. This is a weird thing. If you haven't read the book, I would see the movie and then read the book. Mainly because the movie's out now, and I don't know how long it might take you to read it, or you might read it and then see the movie if you want. Don't wait till the DVD release. See it in theaters. So I would say if you haven't read the book, see the movie first and then read the book. Because the book it's really good, but it's more of a type of book where it fills you in on everything you didn't see, if that makes more sense. Like, if you want to watch the movie and say, I want more of this, then you could read the book. If you want to read the book first, go ahead. Like, if you can read it in like a couple of days. Like, oh, I want to say one more thing. On the cover of the original one, and even like in the preview or like on the website, they have like this symbol. They never I guess that's what their charm looked like, but they never explain what it means. Like, is that what their planet looked like or something? Because that'd be pretty cool. It annoyed me because I never figured out what it was. I guess their charms looked like that, but still, it was stupid and annoying. This video is going to be so long. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to say that I was wrong a couple videos ago. I was so very wrong in my hey guys video when I thanked everyone for subscribing to me and everything, and I had my phone call with my mom. I stated at the end that 1 minute. Sorry. I stated at the end of that video that Borders was buying out Barnes & Noble, and I told Barnes & Noble to suck it. And then I repeated, suck it again. And I was very wrong. Borders went bankrupt. And they're not dead, but they are closing a lot of the stores, including my local Borders is closing, and they had a big blowout sale starting on Saturday, and I went, and I got a pretty good haul with my discounts. But my Borders store is closing. It is not gonna be there anymore. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that store. I can't tell you how many hours over the past 8 years I've lived in this location that I've sat in those comfy chairs and I've drank my Seattle Best coffee and read my novels and browsed the YA section and memorized their system and even slid on those big ladders that you're not supposed to slide on. I did it. Can't tell you how many times I've been there. And to see it with all those closing signs on it was very, very sad. But I still get free shipping from the website. The website's still intact. I can order anything I want. I get free shipping right to my house. So that's good. But, I mean, a lot of the locations near me are closing too. And my mom had the audacity to say, "Oh, we live right by the Barnes & Noble right down the street in blah blah." I almost slapped her. Almost. I would never slap my mom, but I was saying. So, on my form spring, I'll put the link. Don't be scared to ask me questions too. I love questions. When I'm bored, I get bored a lot. Just ask me questions. I don't know what my favorite color is. Someone gave me the link and said I was closing. Whoever it is, thank you. I mean, not thank you, but thank you for letting me know. It's gonna be tough. And I'm sad, but I did get a really big haul. I have a couple books. I have a couple books in store. I am almost done reading Impossible, that book with the Pocahontas hair that I showed in a couple of videos. And then I have a bunch of other books. But let me know if you have, give me any suggestions, because I might even have the book, because I have so many books on my bookshelf. When I buy books, I buy them in bulk. I'm like Costco. Go to Borders and I buy a shelf of books, and I just put them on my bookshelf to read. I have my read and to be read and everything. I ran out of space. So I might even have the book, or I'll go and get it at the sale. So let me know if you have any requests and I will get to it. But I do want to say that I made a mistake on my video, and Borders, poor Borders. And if you've stayed for this entire long video, thank you. It's really long. I'm going to try to edit it as much as I can. It's at 40 minutes right now. Okay, I'm lying. It's an hour. Okay, bye guys.